Hey everyone, welcome back to the most interactive wrestling stream on the interweb. Welcome back to a brand spanking Monday edition of RTW with Big Ohm live and in living color. We got a lot to talk about. I know, Leo, I need to fix the rotating ring. The rotating ring will be dealt with in more ways than one over the next couple of days, I promise. But we will fix the rotating ring. I promise you that. But thank you, Leo, for joining us. Thank you, everyone who is in the chat, for joining. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover today on the show. Before we get into anything, though, of course, as always, please hit that thumbs up. Hitting that thumbs up would help me out a lot. There's so many ways to be involved and all that kind of stuff. But, man, hit that thumbs up. With Big Ohm, hey, I thought he was paywalled. Well, no, here's the thing. Big Ohm's like rants are paywalled. Big Ohm is just, he's for the people, all right? Big Ohm is for the people. He will be joining us later today when we talk about some of the other news that's coming out about the Nielsen ratings and things like that. So Big Ohm will commentate that. But right now you got Omer. You got Omer Q. You got my split personalities are coming out today. But if you do enjoy Big Ohm and you want to see more of Big Ohm, you got to hit that join button, become a member, and you can see our latest video. Notice how I said "our" because we are multiple people. This is a disease. This is a serious mental disease that I am dealing with. Anyway, but you guys want to see the latest video essay about Ring of Honor, the downfall? That's another one I'm really proud of. I'm really enjoying the support I'm getting. Shout out to AS, shout out to Sam, shout out to all of the members. If you guys want to become a member, hit that join button, and you're also guaranteed that I will read your chats out live on the air. So, before we get to any of that, hit that like button, though. Hey, I don't care. You don't even need to become a member. Just hit that like button, and I love you. What's up? We got Superstar Shield dropping the news. I don't know a lot about Santos Escobar. Would he fit in AEW? We'll talk about that, but Santos Escobar is the talent that is leaving WWE, and the way he's leaving WWE is very interesting. It's very interesting. And let me tell you something about this. The details that are trickling in about this situation paint a story of potentially a locker room that might not be necessarily happy with the direction that certain things in the company are going in. So we will talk about that, but be sure to hit that like button. And if you can, do what RB065 did and leave a donation. Here we go. We got RV065. First of all, appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm going to spend some time on this. Based on the new rating system, how can professional wrestling as a whole improve on engagement? For a show name, how about All In? Uranus? Sorry, Uranus. Uranus, not Uranus. Uranus. Although some people do pronounce the planet as your anus. But this is a very good question. Look, to be very, very frank with you, it is an answer that we don't have. Because for those of you who may not be aware, just high-level view, the rating system for Nielsen, which is the leading rating system for all of television, that is what advertisers and networks look at when they take into account how much they're going to spend on advertising or how much they're going to charge on advertising. That is the metric they use. And for a very long time, it had been damn it, I thought I got you. You're not going to get me. Look, I leaned in. I'm all Cody Rhodes edition. Lean in, baby. I lean into the meme. Let's go. Yeah, damn right. All in Uranus. Not your anus. Anyway. Leave it to the chat to distract me from my point. But all right, so let's you did not get me. I saw the writing on the wall. You think okay, look, chat, you can get a lot of things past me. I'll give you that, because I am a servant to the chat, all right, in general. But one thing I am not is an idiot. I am not a moron, all right? I saw that Uranus was the first thing in that chat I saw, and I was like, oh, okay, bet. We're doing this. Let me lean in. You think this? You guys got to know me better than that. Anyway, but anyway, my point on the ratings are, so Nielsen for the longest time has been what they've used. Recently, the Nielsen ratings have changed, or should I say, Nielsen has changed the way that they calculate the ratings, and it is a different calculation and an estimate. Because remember, Nielsen has always been an estimate. They use a certain number of households as a survey, and then they extrapolate that and project that onto the total population, right? But now they've adjusted it to count for, out of home, like whether you're watching on your phone, you're watching at a bar, you're watching wherever. They're trying to capture all that data. And across television right now, ratings are up because of it. Across television right now, the way that Nielsen has calculated the past 2 weeks since they've implemented its new system, ratings are up for nearly every single project, every single product, except for professional wrestling. Why is that? Some say it is because the original rating oversampled or overprojected the real number for professional wrestling. Some say that perhaps professional wrestling is being undercalculated in this new effect, in this new rating. And right now, the things we're seeing right now, like AEW Dynamite had their lowest official Nielsen rating of all time at like 455,000 live viewers, which is an all-time low for a Wednesday night. And a lot of people were very quick to celebrate that. But again, this is a new rating. SmackDown down a couple of 100,000, like a very stark decline for SmackDown. A couple of 100,000 decline for NXT. So we're seeing this across the board. We obviously have not seen this with Raw. We still get the global number for Monday Night Raw and the global ranking for Monday Night Raw from Netflix. And that is the best way to kind of, or the cleanest rating that we're getting of any of these shows. But it is, I think it's a weird time. I'm interested to see what happens over time. Do I think that wrestling as a whole needs to improve on engagement? Absolutely. I think AEW certainly needs to improve on that. I think WWE needs to improve on that on a week-to-week basis. They do a very good job of engaging in certain moments. Like they'll have a big return or whatever, but it will never, 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 never be consistent. Monday Night Raw is not a consistent show. Friday Night SmackDown is the garbage bin of professional wrestling in the modern day. NXT, say what you want about it, it is not for me. I do not enjoy NXT, but it indeed is a consistent show. But thank you so much, RB, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. And I can see you guys. No. I said Uranus. All right? Your anus is just how some other people may pronounce it. You did. He was saving face after. I was not saving face. Shut the fuck. All right, shut up. How do you feel about ROH going for a black mat with their ROH logo in the middle for Dynamite and Collision tapings? I think that'll be visually stunning and throwback to at the same time. I think that's great, but I don't believe that is a permanent fix. It's like it adds to the vibe, but the permanent fix, as I explain in my members only video, which you can watch right now if you hit that join button for $5 a month, as I explained in that, there's a larger issue with Ring of Honor. It has to do with stories. It has to do with the presentation of the product where it is. There's so many problems with that product right now. I don't think that one good change, which is its ring mat, is going to change all of that, You didn't get me. Proceeds to explain for 30 minutes why you didn't get him, which is, that's funny. Michelle, what's up? Good to be back with you. Good to be back with you too, man. Good to see you. We got Double321 in the chat saying that Nielsen article said a whole lot of nothing, to be honest. Just as confusing as it's always been. I do implore you, after this stream, WrestleNomics and Post Wrestling. If you go to Post Wrestling, Brandon Thurston and John Pollock interviewed a gentleman from TV Insider, who follows and tracks these ratings. And they had a very, very good conversation about about like the numbers and like how they've changed. I highly recommend you guys go check that out after the stream. It was a very informative for me, and if you're interested to learn more about Nielsen and kind of what's happened, certainly implore you to go check that out. I don't know why a lot of people are shocked by Santos Escobar leaving WWE. He hasn't been doing much since the faction with Rey Mysterio stopped. Yep. He has been doing Jack. Shout out to Gerard Clark for becoming a new member. Welcome to the Real Takers Club, Gerard. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you. If you guys want to join Gerard in the membership community, be sure to do that. Shout out to Gerard Clark, man. Thank you so much for your support, brother. You wouldn't steal a car, would you? Fun fact, the music used in those piracy ads was actually pirated. Wait, there's piracy? Okay, I missed some chats here. When the entry to watch wrestling, especially WWE part, goes hard, people simply choose watch wrestling. Yeah, I do think like watch wrestling has made a comeback. Because a couple of years ago, like especially with the ESPN stuff and like Netflix, and there's being so many different ways to watch wrestling, I do think like piracy has kind of come back. But TKO is definitely going to try to clamp down on that, because they did with UFC, and they're going to try to here too. Real taker of under. Ooh, real taker of under. Real Taker Down Under is what I'm going to be next week live on the channel. Oh, that's the wrong. Well, actually, no. That too. But Real Take Down Under is exactly what I'm going to be when I watch WWE Crown Jewel Perth, Australia live. It's going to be Omer in the morning. I am going to be so tired, but it's going to be a fun time because we're going to be all together. What's up, Frank? Good to see you, my friend. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully everyone's doing well. So Gerard, Leo, Shay, Dubla, Arby, all the OGs in the chat. Daniel is joining us. Thank you guys so much for joining. Let's get right into the news. The wrestling news, that is. Let's talk about the big news of Santos Escobar, the latest name to leave WWE in stunning fashion. So here is kind of how things broke down. Sean Ross Sapp of FightfulSelect.com last night teased the story. He teased the story that was coming to Fightful Select today. That story ended up being that Santos Escobar's contract with WWE was going to expire at some point soon. It was then followed up a few times here by PW Insider. So here is the official report, or an aggregation, I should say, of the report of PW Insider from our boys. Okay, hold up, gotta fix that. That is just a blank screen. But the report's very interesting. Let me just get that. There it is. Okay, so Wrestle Purist aggregated this report for PW Insider. Santos Escobar will depart WWE as of midnight. That is midnight tonight. At that point, he will be a free agent and available to wrestle or sign anywhere he wishes. It was said his contract expires at the end of the day, and the WWE, here's the important part, WWE made overtures to keep Escobar, including a higher contract offer, but he turned down the offer. So Santos Escobar, just a couple of years removed from everyone believing that he was going to be a major player on that main roster, everyone believing he was going to be a major player for that Raw division, and especially with the feud with the LWO, Andrade coming in the mix. Well, Andrade's out, and it looks like so is Santos Escobar. And the interesting thing that everyone is talking about too, which is the co-headline of this video, tomorrow on Tuesday, the first day that Santos Escobar is set to be a free agent, AEW is running a show head-to-head with NXT. Now, of course, there is a lot of talk about what this means. And I think it is clear that if Santos Escobar wanted to be in WWE, he had a future there. Regardless of how involved he would have been, he hasn't really been doing much lately, but he had a future there. And the fact that Santos Escobar chose, even after WWE reportedly had come over to him and said, here is a higher contract, please sign it, please sign it, please sign it. He said no, shows you that he felt like the future in WWE was not worth it, and he himself was worth more outside of the company. I think this is a prevailing sentiment that we have seen. And as Leo and several other people, shout out to Gerard for becoming a member. Thank you so much, my friend. But as Leo and many others in the chat are saying, AEW, CMLL, Tony Khan should jump on him ASAP. AEW, TNA, New Japan might go. MLW, like the possibilities are open, but this right here would be the most insane version of events to transpire. And I think it is the most likely thing to happen. I think that if Tony wants to continue to build on the really good additions of AEW Dynamite that they've been doing over the past couple of months, if he wants to continue to deliver some of the most compelling TV out there, if he wants to continue to build the Don Callis family as something that, you know, is bigger than simply wrestling in North America. A lot of people have been down on the Don Callis family because they have like 10 members. People like to look at this as like, oh, well, it's supposed to be a stable. It's supposed to be like 4 or 5 people max. But you look at some of the best wrestling stables of the past like 10 years, they've involved like 10 plus people. Now, I think that the thing here is, and the thing to keep in mind here is Takeshita is going to be a New Japan star for the next little bit because he's probably going to win the world title. Hachicero is going to be doing stuff between AEW and CMLL. Probably the same for Andrade. Probably the same for Lance Archer. Like, you're going to have people who have different roles with different companies who are going to be cycling in and out. Don Callis is an agent that has simply built a roster. I like the Don Callis family. People who hate the Don Callis family need to realize Bullet Club had over 10 people. Yes, Bullet Club had like 50 people at one point. Okay, not 50, but like 20 people at one point. Like, I think, like, and I look, the meme of it is actually pretty funny. Like, come on. You cannot tell me that you guys weren't on the timeline or you weren't watching Dynamite and you saw, like, Don Callis and his, like, cavalcade of villains and you didn't, part of you wasn't like, you know what, this is kind of funny. Don Callis just like, I have so much evil and we're going to expand the evil. Like, it's so great. But I dig it. And if that is the plan, which it looks like it is, because Takeshita, again, he's challenging Zack Sabre Jr. this next Monday for the New Japan World, or the IWGP, World Championship. Hachicero's doing stuff in CMLL. Andrade's probably going to do the same thing. I would imagine if Santos Escobar debuts, whether it's tomorrow or at some other point in time, he would be in the Don Callis family, and he would be doing stuff in CMLL because he is a major draw there. He was in AAA, but he's a major draw in Mexico in general. And this partnership that AEW, New Japan, CMLL have is very mutually beneficial to all parties. Definitely more beneficial to AEW, if you're being honest. Like, let's be real honest. It is the biggest company. It is the most financially like notable and highly. It's like the company with the most resources. So of course they're going to have that advantage, and they always are. But I think that advantage is actually stretched more than other partnerships we've seen. So Gerard in the chat says, I've heard La Catalina just signed a dual contract with AEW and CMLL. It's just a rumor, but I could be wrong. I have not heard that, but I do think in general, these types of moves of double contracts, the Takeshita deal where he somehow has a triple is it a triple? It's a triple contract because it's New Japan, DDT, and AEW. I think that is going to be more and more and more of the norm moving forward on the AEW side of things, because they are interested in having stars that they have access to and they can bring in that are affiliated with AEW, but when they're not able to book them, or when they're not able to have, consistent storytelling for them, then I think at that point, okay, go do an excursion in New Japan. Go do an excursion in CMLL. Excursions, which, we used to see a lot more of in the territory days, when people would be in a territory, then they'd go out and they do other things in another territory. They'd make the travels, like they go up and down the road, right? That is kind of back right now in the way that professional wrestling is. It's obviously more on a global scale than it was, but that's back. And in my view, I think it's a really cool thing for pro wrestling in general. Man. What else we got to talk about today, people? For some reason, it's not letting me pull up chats right now, so got to fix that. But one thing I know that all of you are wondering is, guys, how can I help support the channel? Well, you can hit that like button. That's the best way to support. Hit that like button, guys. More of you piling in, which is a great, great thing, and I love to see it. But definitely be sure to hit that like button if you haven't already done so. All right, let me see. I think might have to refresh this. Okay, so we're back. Would love to see AEW wrestlers doing excursions. We saw it with Jack Perry and Anna Jay. Yup, I think you're going to see more of that. Eric Douglas in the chat says, look at Dom being with the IVMC and AAA MAGA champion is crazy. But yeah, Dom is doing it as well. Gerard in the chat says, the phrase you're looking for is AEW is the most financially thriving and stable wrestling promotion in the world. I would say that the most financially thriving company is certainly WWE, but they are, of the three they're in partnership with, they are certainly the most financially thriving and stable. So yes, that would be the correct version. Thank you. I hope Penelope. Oh, sorry, Penelope. I wasn't Penelope Ford. Although shout out Penelope Ford, get her a triple contract too. Persephone signs a dual contract. She was great at Forbidden Door. I think she'll get one. Jack Perry's real excursion was him learning how to make a TNT belt with knives. Yep. I mean, like his real excursion was going off and rebuying the rights, repurchasing the rights to Tarzan Boy, which I'm sure was not cheap. I cannot imagine how much money Tony Khan shilled out again for Tarzan Boy. Great song, and that group deserves it. But I'm also like, man, that is an expensive. That's an expensive excursion right there. You know what's not expensive though? Smashing that thumbs up. Let's hit that thumbs up, guys. Get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Oh, look at this. We got a new poster, the new official poster for Raw. Here we go. Netflix is Raw. My goodness, the insinuations that could be insinuated are crazy from that. Netflix is Raw. Ayo. Man. Here's one from Wrestle Ops. 6 years ago today, Seth Rollins versus The Fiend inside Hell in a Cell ended via ref stoppage. Yeah, that was a major low point for WWE, most certainly. It's a very major low point. Like Leo says, that looks awful. It looks like Santos Escobar will be in AEW soon. Yeah, I think that's the prevailing sentiment right now. It's the prevailing thought. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Still waking up from work. Like I never, like, I had one of those days where, You know, like when you wake up and you're ready to attack the day, but you're also just like, oh, I'm kind of there. Like I'm having one of those. I'm just kind of like robot mode. We're doing it though. We're doing it the most efficient way we can, baby. Netflix is awful. Oh no, that match was bad. Where are Dom and Becky's belts in the poster? Well, look, the Intercontinental Championship doesn't mean anything. We're all about the United States. United States here. Do. It's been 6 years since that Hell in a Cell match. I remember people yelling WWE, AEW, and want refunds. Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. I mean, again, like people forget, like a large part of AEW's success, especially early, was just the level of discontent and anger that people had with the current WWE product. And I think that a large like swing in the sentiment and the feeling right now, like of these two companies, is because like people are kind of angry at WWE. And like it's an interesting thing because part of AEW's core identity and why I think they will always be number two is their entire company was built around the idea that they are going to be the alternative to WWE, which I think is a very good thing and a healthy thing, and there needs to be more alternatives. But for the people looking for AEW to overtake WWE, I think WWE have like they have such a stranglehold over the word wrestling. It is just like it is going to be McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. There's McDonald's everywhere. Everyone knows about it. And like there's Chick-fil-A. Okay, there's Chick-fil-A everywhere, but like it's like McDonald's and like like Shake Shack or something, right? Everyone would agree that Shake Shack would probably be their like the better version, but like most people will go to McDonald's because it's more prevalent. Sean Ross Sapp has teased that there could be more people leaving when their contracts are up. I would not be surprised by that. I'd rather listen to Tarzan Boy by Baltimore than any crappy trap music in the century. Why are we coming a trap? Why are we coming a trap? Jerome, why are we coming a trap like this? No rhythm, no percussion, no substance. Just generic lame beats. What is wrong with musical instrumentals? Look, that's the thing with there are definitely modern day hip hop artists that I like. There's modern day trap that I listen to and I like. But I do think that it is certainly more about the instrumentals than it's ever been. I did not expect that. I'm sorry. That caught me by surprise. Bro just started crashing out on trap. I love it though. I love it. I'm a Subway guy. The McDonald's, no offense, but a bad example. I swear that guy won Booker of the... Which guy? Triple H? or Vince McMahon? Which one, guys? Which one? We have Michelle asking about what does this mean in the long run ratings. Chris Van Vliet thinks that ratings as a metric are stupid when YouTube and Twitter gives you 13 million views for CM Punk. I mean, it is different. Like live viewership and having a platform that reaches a lot more people. Like, cause dude, like being honest, people are there's tens of millions of people across the world, hundreds of millions of people across the world who are still going to sit down and watch things on TV. Like that's just the fact of it. Like those people have not aged out yet. We have not like fully integrated through to like watching on phones or whatever. So that's like part of it. And the other part of it is that's just how these companies look at things. Do they need to adapt over time? And I think they will, but I think there's still a lot more. There's a lot more that needs to be done. Santos and Andrade had a lot of potential when are Carmelo Hayes and Bayley's contracts come up, will they have the same choice as Santos has today? I would say that Bayley, I could see her leaving. I'm not sure about Carmelo Hayes' contract. I don't know where that lands and where that is. I think right now he's in the middle of a decent, or he's in the middle of what looks like more of a push than he had uh, before, which again is not that much considering where he's been. But I certainly do think that that he is going to be a name to watch out for if things continue to be as bad as they are right now. Don Callis literally tweeted, "There's no such thing as too many members." Bro is really trying to be the mafia. Yo, nah, I'm here for it. Bro, the Don Callis is, I love Don Callis, bro. I loved everything about Don Callis as a character. He's so great. If Tony Khan can't get a TV deal for ROH, why not put it on YouTube? We saw so many people watching the pay-per-view being put there for free. That's a very good question. I think they would get a considerable amount of views if they put Ring of Honor on YouTube. I think but like, look, at the end of the day, there's still like 10,000 people who are paying like the $10 a month for ROH Plus or whatever, or Honor Club. So like, you do the math on that. It's like 10,000. So it's $100,000 or no, 10,000 subscriptions times like $10 a month. So like you got like $100,000 a month. Like, I mean, I guess it's not that. Yeah, they probably should put it on YouTube. Actually, the more I think about it, probably build up your YouTube base. It's working for WWE right now. What do we got here? AEW staying the underdog is best for business, makes them work harder and prove the point. Yep. Not saying AEW should try to overtake WWE, but damn, a pissant company, they must be better than second. I mean, they are not a pissant company. Do you think a lot of people wanted to go elsewhere due to the fact that WWE has a business deal with Saudi Arabia? I don't think so. I don't think the Saudi deal registers for too many people. I think that might be like a very small straw on top of like other straws, but I don't think people are making business, like, I don't think wrestlers are making those business decisions based off of that. I think the thing they're probably more concerned about is, number one, what they're doing, their role in the company, where they see themselves going, and then number two, I think their role in professional wrestling. Sad reality, giving $30 a month Xbox Game Pass gives you more value than giving $30 to ESPN for WWE. That's crazy. Wrestling as a whole is a niche. Really nothing to compare it to in live broadcasting atmosphere. I wonder what Sami Zayn thinks about Saudi Mania. He's pretty vocal about his views on Palestine. Yeah. I mean, he goes there. He does the shows. You know, I look. Everyone and every Muslim especially has like a very different like perspective about like how you approach these types of things. I think that I think Sami Zayn is a very good actor in the way he kind of like views that stuff. I do would I be going to do these propaganda shows? No. But then again, I think the way Sami probably sees it is, he gets access to an audience that relates to him, and he wants to kind of build like wrestling in that world, in that part of the world, with those fans, which I can't fault him for. I fault definitely for the propaganda, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, he also gets to go do Umrah. He gets to go do Hajj, things that a lot of people can't do. So that's cool for him. And at the end of the day, man, look, Sami supports Palestine. I support Palestine. We support Palestine. That's the main focus, in my view. Saudi is fine with Saudi. Remember when Billy Gunn was the most over member of DX and the others tried to make fun of him for the Acclaim stuff? Oh, yeah. No, remember? Okay, that was the funny thing because he's like, can't fire me. He's like, he will buy that pissant company just to fire you. Gerard says, Omer, you should send your ROH to Tony Khan so he could possibly right this wrong. I mean, look, Tony, if you're listening, which I'm not entirely certain that you're not, become a member and watch the video. I have all of your solutions, all of the solutions you would ever need to Ring of Honor. But I mean, look, it's really, look, I don't think this is stuff that Tony Khan wouldn't know, though. Like, if I'm being honest with you, Rod, I don't think this is stuff that Tony wouldn't know. I think he understands that running in arenas that are not there to watch Ring of Honor is not good for the Ring of Honor product. But the goal there is not to, help Ring of Honor. It's to cut costs. Because reality is, Ring of Honor, flying talent out, all these different things, like, it's a lot it's logistically easier just to do it at Dynamite and Collision, right? That's it. Although at that point, just call it like Ring of Honor Dark, man. Or bring back AEW Dark, man. Bring back AEW Dark. I missed AEW Dark, bro. I miss it so much. If I was a wrestler and I had to do a Saudi show, I'd go there just to clean up the bullshit representation they have of Iran that one time with the Davari. That was wild. Okay, again, another reason why I don't watch those damn propaganda shows. That shit was wild, bro. That was crazy. I was like, oh, wow. We getting... And the thing is, like, no one else got it, right? Like, unless you know about the hostilities that those two countries have and that Saudi Arabia's views on Iran and then its geopolitical purpose in the region, you don't understand how wild that is. It is some like it is like when, like, in 2014 they would send Rusev out there with the Russian flag and all that stuff. It's like when Sergeant Slaughter became an Iraqi sympathizer during the first Gulf War. Insane, wildly tone deaf and unnecessary crash out shit. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm not against. Look again. I think that as long as you acknowledge, look, my thing is, don't glaze Saudi. Don't stand with the glazing of its war crimes and whatnot. Like, I that's my big thing. I know they did it, though. I know why they did it, though. But I still got to show them the real sun and lion Iranian flag. Now that I think about it, people are probably thinking they could make they can make about as much money on the indies and elsewhere. Plus, they can get better opportunities like movies. Who needs WWE? Some people view WWE, though, as a way to get to that level, too. Some people view WWE as a way to get access to, like, Hollywood and movies. And there is access there, too, but it's, like, limited in scope. Omar, let's discuss an alternate timeline. If Sammy won the WWE title in 2023, would his rise be as big as the Yes Movement? 100%. I think Sami Zayn would be a bona fide, like, Bryan Danielson, like, the underdog main eventer who's always going to come in, have the fans behind him, and who's, like, people are going to cry, like, when he loses the belt. The story did not call, like, in my view, right? The story should have been Sami wins. That was... There were two people who should have beat Roman for that belt, right? Logically, if you're looking at the bloodline story coming to a finality, it either should have been Sami Zayn or Jey Uso. Those are in the context of the story. I'm going to be honest with you, and I love Cody. The injection of Cody Rhodes made no sense. In terms of Cody's story, it did, certainly, but are we gonna pretend like Cody's finishing the story, or Cody's story in general, winning the Rumble, all that kind of stuff, was bigger than the bloodline? Because if you tell me that Cody and his story made more sense, and him winning made more sense than either Sammy or Jay, then it means, okay, that's fine, but Cody's story is bigger than the bloodline. Is that true? I don't believe so. But I would love it if people who claim that would, say that is their truth. And if that's your truth, that's fine, man. We all love different things. But it's wild for people to always sit here and tell me, or people to say, oh my God, the Bloodline's the greatest story ever, but Cody should have finished the story. What? What did he have to do with them? What did he have to do What was his relation to this? Nothing. He was just a wanderer who came in like, Jay, come on. And I love Cody. I want to be clear. I love Cody Rhodes, but by gosh, man, by gosh. Like, it should have been Sammy or Jay. That's what the entire Bloodline story was building up to. I think Sammy should have taken it off of him. You could have had Cody beat Sammy and done some interesting things there. But then you run into the issue. Cody's going to beat like this underdog babyface that everybody loves, that has been the most affectionate and infectious part of WWE TV over the past calendar year. What do you do? Like, I hate WWE Cody Rhodes. Heel ROH Cody was peak. I agree. I'm very cold on WWE Cody. I'm very cold on WWE Cody. They have killed all of the energy and sentiment he had when he came in. I don't have it anymore for the Cody Rhodes character. I think the Cody Rhodes character is a geek. The Cody Rhodes character is a part-timing geek who cuts the same promo every single week, who just is there to aura farm. And look, at the end of the day, it's a great look. I'm not going to say that Cody made the wrong decision. He's a bigger star than he ever would have been outside of WWE. But as a character, the Cody Rhodes character is just bad. That's my personal view. Without the exclusivity, what about an AEW weekly YouTube show that talks about the lore of wrestler shows, partnerships, as well as injury reports and recaps commentary? They should do that. I don't think they will, though. I think, again, logistically, it's like, how does that work? When did they record it? Do they fly people into a studio? I don't think they're going to do that. And, doing it virtually, I don't think makes a lot of sense either. I had an idea. What if TK helped New Japan sign a short-term deal with HBO Max to show New Japan Pro Wrestling and Stardom content on HBO Max to increase revenue and viewership? Your thoughts? I doubt that's going to happen. I think that, New Japan would rather have people, pay money directly to them. The issue with AEW is they can't promote New Japan's platform on their TV. That's the big issue with them. So in an ideal world, yeah, sure, they could have a United States contract with HBO Max. I just don't. How many people are going to watch New Japan on there, though? At that point, Tony Khan would be like, hey, Tony Khan would have to basically take money out of AEW's pocket in order to do it, because it'd have to be like a thing of like, hey, we will give you a discount on our next TV deal or whatever if you do X, Y, and Z. A bit of a quid pro quo. And I'm not even sure how the legalities of that will work out. I just don't think it because it's not as simple as oh, I'm gonna introduce you to this person and then we're gonna have a TV deal. There's a lot of different things involved in there. The Bloodline storyline was happening way before Cody even came to WWE. Yeah, that is true. Cody should leave WWE again is crazy. Thoughts on Smashing Machine being a flop? Let's actually talk about this because a lot of people are talking about it. Let's talk about it too. The Smashing Machine. So, The Rock's latest movie, The Smashing Machine, where he plays one of the UFC's biggest stars ever, Mark Kerr. It released this past weekend, and we now have some news and notes about how it did. Been a big topic of conversation. The Rock reportedly took a pay cut for the Smashing Machine movie. The Rock took a $4 million fee, significantly below his historical $20 million plus paycheck plus points. Sources say he even gave a portion of his paycheck to Emily Blunt and Mark Kerr. So right now, if you look up how much this movie is making, again, this is the movie where The Rock is this was his first real, I would say, artsy, I'm going to try to win an Oscar type movie attempt. And this is his foray really into that world. I think he's trying to be taken more seriously as an actor. And because of that, people are talking about, all right, well, how'd this movie do? A budget of $50 million in it, box office sitting right now at $6 million. And the big reaction has been, oh my God, he flopped. He's gonna come back to WWE, man, and he gotta the initial reaction. People are like, oh man, he's cooked. He's cooked. And then I guess I don't blame people because a lot of people don't know how these types of things work. The fact that The Rock took a pay cut to be in this movie means that he did not do this for the money. In fact, the opposite. The reality is that this movie did not have a wide theatrical release on the other major movies do. It's not going to have as many theaters playing it as Fast and Furious or as all those types of movies. They have a wider reach because of that. The reason why The Rock probably did this and it's going to be a flop initially is because he's trying to go into that world of more serious movies. This is Oscar. To put it simply, this movie was an attempt at Oscar bait, which is indie movies that speak to awards awards academies, right? Awards academy, film academies who are going to give out awards. That is who this film is trying to speak to. A lot of companies, and I think A24 is the distributor of this, a lot of companies, they will put out movies like this that they know are not going to make their money back, but they see it as an investment in marketing. They see it as an investment in the way that, they can create buzz about their studios, about their production, about their actors, because I'm going to be honest with you guys. Last couple movies that have won an Oscar, did you go see them in the theaters? No. Last couple movies that won an Oscar, did you go and look up how much money they made? A lot of them don't make that much money initially. They're artsy, right? And that's what this was. That's what this was. The Rock is not broke. The Rock is not it's not one of those deals, man. It's just not one of those deals. I think people just need to understand it's bigger than money, right? Some things are bigger than money. Now, as far as what this means for The Rock next, I mean, his next project's already lined up. He's doing a Martin Scorsese movie. He's doing a Martin Scorsese movie, which is exactly what I'm sure he wants. He's getting a lot of awards buzz over this. So in his eyes, this is a success. The man has made millions upon millions. TKO just gave him $30 million to join the board, guys. He's not hungry for money. His reputation right now as The Rock is back. He does not it's inconsequential. Oscar movies are shit, by the way. Okay, not all of them, all right? Look, there is one Oscar, there's one movie that's totally Oscar bait that I loved, and it was Manchester by the Sea. Total Oscar bait. Insane Oscar bait. But I love that movie. The Smashing Machine was never making money. Don't know what the $50 million was spent. I would like to know what the if The Rock got $4 million, I would love to know where the $50 million was spent. That is crazy. Yep, Smashing Machine is an Oscar film, not a money film. Absolutely. Absolutely. IDK Leo, the money Cody's return might make TK look past him. What do you mean? Did I miss a chat here about TKO or Tony Khan and TKO? Tony Khan should add Oscar to his name, be like TK. I'm TKO. Hi guys. AEW used to have Control Center. Yeah, Control Center was not a good show though. New Japan is going to abandon New Japan World for anybody. It's not going to. Yeah, this is way too much money. Way too much money. Would be interested to see the reaction both WWE and AEW fans have if Cody went back to AEW. I mean, look, this is my big theory, not theory, my prediction or whatever. I think Cody will end up going back to AEW. When it's all said and done, I think he goes back. I think he goes back to AEW to end his career. I think there's just unfinished business there. I think he'll end up going back. He's smart about this. Cody understands where he is at all times, and he leans in hard, but he understands where he is. He did that in AEW. He leaned in WWE. He's doing that now, and it's a good thing. It's good business. But he knows where the tide goes. He knows all this kind of stuff. Cody Rhodes will make the best decision for Cody Rhodes. I promise you that. Lord of the Rings movies are awesome. Yeah. What do you think would happen in the timeline if Bray Wyatt didn't pass away? I don't like to think about that. I mean, I would imagine that he would be the leader of the Wyatt Six, and then they would assemble that group, because I believe that was his vision. So probably that. Omar, from a PR perspective, how would you summarize WWE in 2025? They went from being a company that was like very tight on PR and very smart, and to a company that just is tone deaf. Now, part of this, you could probably attribute to a drastic shift in strategy. I think WWE right now are like, they believe their ish don't stink. I think one thing that has been overlooked is Chris LeGentle, who's a very effective comms person who was heading WWE's PR for a while. He moved into a different role in the company, and WWE like comms was taken over by someone else. I don't know who that other person is right now off the top of my head, but that shift coincided with like some things that you saw in the way and the direction of people were speaking about like certain things like politics or whatever. They've done a lot of things that they used to not lean into, and it's not great. How would I summarize it? I would be like, bit of a dumpster fire. Like, you have your president going out there and making fun of people who can't afford tickets. Like, you're a fucking douche, bro. Like I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like someone needs to rein that in. You're screwing over your own company at that point. Like, if I were to give straight up PR advice to WWE, I would be like, stop making fun of people who cannot afford your tickets, because that is going to cause them to probably view you in a negative light and stop watching and engaging with your product. My next thing would be, stop glazing every single right-wing politician you can. Like, if you want to do that as part of like a whatever, but like, stop doing that. Like, what are we like? And it's not even like a politics thing, dog. I'm like, newsflash, libs buy tickets too, buddy. Like, libs buy tickets too. Like, leftists buy tickets too. Moderates buy tickets too. Like, you can't just lean into this stuff, man. What happens when you lean into that stuff is, especially in the direction they're leaning in, is really bad, man. It's really bad. And like to put a finer point on it, I would say that like, they just need to have answers for some of these questions. Triple H does not have an answer for these questions. The best PR decision they made, if I'm being honest with you, the single best PR decision they made this entire year was getting rid of those press conferences. That was, in my view, the best PR decision they have ever made in their history. Because I cannot think of another person who's more inept at answering some of these tough questions as the leader of their like product and the face of their product in Triple H. He sucks at answering these questions. Dana White, say what you want about him. I got a lot to say about Dana White and some of the things that have come out about him. At minimum, the man knows how to talk and talk around or about these different issues. And he'll answer some of these questions head on. Not all of them, especially they're about him and certain controversies around him, but you know. Yeah, Paul Heyman made a joke about a fan being deported the same day they announced a AAA buyout. Like, it's fucking stupid, bro. Fuck Paul Heyman, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. Like, that was fucking gross. You see what's happening in Chicago right now? Do you see what's happening like across this fucking country right now, where they're taking babies, putting them in U-Haul trucks, and they're American citizens? Like, they're taking babies from an apartment building, putting them in U-Haul trucks. That's fucking gross. And this dude, who I know, he's smart enough to know, is making fun of that shit. We all knew what was gonna happen. Anyway, man, this is why people are about people at the end of the day. No one watches wrestling to get a kick out of their political choices. Like, my whole thing is, if the wrestlers have political things they want to lean into, I got no problem with that. I think the company should certainly be apolitical, man. I think the company should be apolitical. The wrestlers should be able to like do what they got to do, and like rep what they got to rep. But come on, I'm a conservative, and I'll never understand why politics mixes with wrestling. It's only ever WWE. Yeah, I mean, like, WWE have full-throated endorsed anyway, whatever. Shay says, I'm from Chicago. Stay safe out there, man. Stay safe out there. That's all I got to say. Anyway, all right. Should not be. Well, actually, no. I should be talking about talk politics. Talking politics is good, man. Get it out of your system. Just be normal at the end of the day, man. Because, like, look, I think, like, there's this perception that you can't talk about some of this stuff, but you can still be normal. Be normal. Anyway, what else we got? Speaking of being normal, actually, let's be a little abnormal and talk about pro wrestling. You guys see this Rikishi thing? So Rikishi, Attitude Era star, father of the Usos, went on another crash out rant. All right, he went on another crash out rant. We all remember his rant about Jey Uso, the whole arena. Yeet, yeet, yeet your mother loving yeet. We all remember that. So he took another shot at WWE. And I will talk about AEW after this. Trust me. Like, look, I had to get, look, the question was asked. Are you surprised? Are you surprised, guys? Are you surprised? Anyway, but so he went off and he said the following, and I quote, yo, Rikishi's funny. A lot of people say, what happened to Jacob? I don't know. Jacob come out, he's streaming. They got everything behind him. They're just lighting this kid up on fire. Everybody they threw this kid at, he came correct. He stand on business. And all of a sudden, poof, like Houdini. Like a Houdini. Yo, Rikishi is funny as hell, bro. Rikishi is funny. Let me see. Hold up. I mean, he's not funny when he steals Kenny Baum, Just Brian, and Kero's podcast name. But hold up. No. Rikishi. I do gotta. I'm gonna see if I can find the clip here. Is this the clip? Okay, here it is. So this is Rikishi on his podcast, crashing out a little bit about Jacob Fatu's booking in WWE.
If you book Jacob with the right people, you're going to get money out this kid here. Because the thing that he does in the ring, man, I still to this day, I still don't think that they have booked him with the right people and light gasoline up behind him to really push this thing to make it work. You know what I mean? It's just been just little tease. We see Jacob's skills, we see his talent, we see his popularity is just catching on fire. But there's still that. There's still not. You know what I mean? Like you can see the top of the hill, but you ain't got over yet. You know what I mean? Like I don't even think he on the porch yet. He should be in the house having some sweet tea by now.
Yo, Rikishi is wild. All right. So shout out to Off the Top, the podcast by Rikishi. I mean, not no shout out to him for allegedly stealing the name of my boy's podcast. But one thing I think we can agree on is that, like, look, WWE have not pushed Jacob Fatu to their full abilities. I think what Rikishi is talking about is straight up, like, the man is not a world champion. I think that is what he's saying. They got to light him up. They got to make him a world champion. And look, Rikishi is all about family, right? Shout out to him for that. Shout out to him for standing behind his family, standing behind his kids and everything. But by God, bro, sometimes like glaze a little. Just chill with the glazing, bro. Just chill with the glazing, because like people see this after you did your whole arena yeet your mother loving yeet like thing, and it's like, okay, yes, should WWE be pushing Jacob Fatu harder? Yes, but it's also like, man, like you are becoming a detriment to members of your own family when it comes to booking. Not that I think that Triple H is like booking based off of that, but I do think it's kind of like annoying. You're not helping, you know? You're not helping. Shout out to Takara World in the chat. Good to see you. Says, yo, Omar, tonight at midnight, brother, I'm dropping the Santos Escobar free agent artwork. He will be the hottest second free agent behind Dakota Kai. Second hottest free agent behind Dakota Kai. Shout out to Dakota Kai. But shout out to that, Takara. Can't wait to see it. Why is it people with a podcast? Why is it people with a podcast and never have main event at WrestleMania, never become big stars, always trying to tell somebody what to do and becoming star? Look, as someone with a podcast who does that, I can't really say. Like, can I speak that much? Like, I don't know. Yeah, see, now I feel attacked. Now I feel attacked. Too many people have access to podcasts. This is an attack on me. How dare you? How dare you, internet? How dare you, fans? No, but I do think especially when it comes to pro wrestling. Ooh, I moved myself. Haha. There we go. But like especially when it comes to pro wrestlers, we have definitely reached the point where it's like there's a lot of there's just so many freaking wrestlers to the podcast. My favorite one right now, though, I gotta say, is Rene Dupree. I love Rene Dupree's podcast because shout out to him. Bro will be like in bed holding his mic with like a bowl of cereal, just like podcasting, and I'm like, yo, nah, Rene, what do I gotta do, bro? What do I gotta do? Yo, if Rene Dupree, if you see this open invitation, come on the channel. We'll shoot the breeze and we'll talk. And I will also be in bed with a bowl of cereal. Love you too, my brother. I'm so proud of your success and you've done it on your own. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I think the only way WWE can help themselves is becoming a passion project. I don't think that they're going to be a passion project. I think they're a money project right now. You mean to tell me the guy whose entire gimmick was having a big ass is funny? Man, water too wet. Sky is blue. No, I'm saying like people like Rikishi, Bully Ray, Mark Henry, always criticizing somebody, and they weren't necessarily 5-star wrestlers and main attractions. I get what you mean. I think yeah, I mean, look, I'm not gonna speak to Mark Henry. I think, or I mean, like, look, I already spoke to Rikishi. I think Bully's thing is just Bully is very smart at content creation. I will give him that. I think he understands what's going to click. He understands what's going to click. Booker, there's levels to it, and that might be a good topic for the video, like the iceberg of wrestling podcasting or something. I might end up doing that, but it's like there's levels to it. I would say it's like Mark Henry is maybe a rung or two below Bully. Bully is like probably 2 or 3 rungs below Booker T as far as being a total show. I mean, Booker T's podcast is WWE propaganda. If we're like, shout out to Booker T. I love him. Great character. I'm sure he's an amazing human being. That podcast is WWE propaganda. like as someone who listens to it critically. I hope the good guy shows up on AEW Dynamite tomorrow. He could be a great asset. There was a time that I wanted Gail Kim to join AEW if it weren't for the Riho criticism. I mean, I think Gail Kim would still be a great help to that locker room. You have to figure out that whole situation though, because yeah, that was not great. Busted Open Radio is now officially WWE pilled. I mean, yeah, a little bit. I mean, I still think that they do good work, and I think for what it's worth, like I think. But Busted Open, like they still have like a really good like I still listen to them, and they still have like good rapport with me personally as a viewer. I don't know the guys, I haven't met them or anything. I think Dave LaGreca is like probably the most impartial person on that show, but yeah. I waited a while. No one knew if it was a work or not, which still might be, but he has been booked at a place where WWE doesn't associate with MLW plus Shotzi there. I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted to drop a Killer Cross free agent artwork, but I will soon, probably this week. Hey man, can't wait to see that. That's a bro. Killer Cross, bro. His fans got real quiet, man. His fans got real quiet. I will speak on Mark Henry. Bro made the Psycho Stu situation a race talk and defended Raja based on that. Tripled down on it. Fuck Mark Henry. I mean, like I don't know what Mark Henry said. I have not looked at what Mark Henry said. I have not seen what Mark Henry said. I have heard that I've seen that people are mad about it. I haven't had the interest in looking into it or whatever. I can tell you what I believe about that, and I think that the Raja Jackson situation kind of speaks for itself. Bro needs to be held accountable. That shit was not okay. Like he tried to he basically tried to kill a dude at a wrestling show. Like, you can't do that. There's a chance MLW has a working relationship with ROH. I think there's a chance that they have a working relationship with AEW. Like, you've seen some AEW talent crossover there. I think MLW and AEW are doing some sort of business together. Might not be financial, but definitely some sort of talent stuff. Because MJF is even recruiting Alex Hammerstone from MLW to be involved in some way with him. Gail Kim defended Jim Cornette's racism, attacked AEW publicly. Mikey Ruckus and Kenny Omega shat on her. That's how you know she'll never be there. Weirder things have happened in professional wrestling, guys. CM Punk came back to WWE. You never know. Yeah, Tegar in the chat saying, someone mentioned Hana Kimura. Shout out to my late compatriot. Yeah, shout out to Hana Kimura. Always shout out to Hana Kimura, man. I said this before, I'll say it again. I feel like in some ways, pro wrestling, I feel like has gotten better about, being sensitive to those things. And in some ways, I feel like we got worse. And I hope we can always be better. I'm so sorry, Mark Henry seems like a bit of a liar. A lot of things he says are off by a lot. Yeah, we'll see. Omer, does New Japan still have a contract with TNA? They do not. Not that I'm aware of. TNA seems to be in partnership with WWE. New Japan is in partnership with AEW. Have you seen Matt Riddle attacking the TMZ reporter? That was a work. I saw that. Oh, that was a big, smelly work. Look, not a huge fan of Matt Riddle, but it was a work. And look, it was a well shot work. What happened to the millions of R-Truth fans? Is he even on TV anymore? He is. He put his phone into a toaster on SmackDown the last time I saw him in order to plug the WWE on ESPN app thing. The insinuation is R-Truth is such a moronic buffoon that he put his phone into a toaster. That is what WWE has done to the character again. Yeah, it has been a horrible booking year for WWE. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It has been a shit. It has been dog shit. Look, all this stuff like the We Want Truth, the We Want Cross. Where is that stuff? It's gone. Like the audience, they forget because remember they are WWE fans. They're not fans of wrestlers. There's just a lot of people out there who are fans of a product. There's people who do this with AEW too. A lot of people who do it with AEW too. But you gotta, I always say this. Look, am I someone who probably prefers the AEW style to the WWE style, the New Japan style to the NXT style? Sure. Yeah, whatever. Sue me. I always support my favorite wrestlers. Sami Zayn right now is in WWE. I have not stopped watching Sami Zayn matches because he's in that company. In fact, I probably watch more WWE than I probably should. Damn. Did you see Maven's top 10 wrestlers list? It has to be rage bait. No, I have not. Is it bad? I hate you mother effers for trying to rage bait me. Maven top Is this, how bad is this? Okay. Former WWE star names his top 10 wrestlers right now. Hey, what? Wait, whoa. Yo, I don't even think this is, I mean, part of this is rage bait. I don't even, the fuck kind of list is this? Yo, hold on. Is this real? What? I mean, this is Wrestle Talk. What the fuck? Look, if this is your, if this is your taste, I mean, I don't. 7 we got to talk about. That's an insane. That's fucking insane. Brother, what are we doing here? Okay, let's run through this. Braun Breaker, number 10. If Braun is in your top 10, no problem with that. Thunder Rosa, again, no problem with that. Shout out Thunder Rosa. Shout out Thunder Rosa. Shout out Thunder Rosa. Shout out every time. No problem with that. What has she done this year, though? What has she done this year? Number 8, Shelton Benjamin. Look, I can't look. Shelton Benjamin is cooking in AEW, but I don't think he's cooking top 10 worthy. Then we got number 7, Tessa Blanchard. Not even going to acknowledge that. Number 6, Cody. That's probably where Cody should be. Someone said, yo, this is an insane list. I'm still mad we put Tessa Blanchard on this list. What the fuck is Tessa Blanchard doing on this list? And then we got VSK. Like, okay, that's fucking random. I'm almost as random as Jade Cargill at number 4. Seth Rollins at number 3. I mean, like, that's a WWE take, but like, all right, I at least could acknowledge that. Number 2, Matt Cardona. Okay, you're going for the god of the Indies, sure. Number 1, MJF. Like, if the goal of this list is like most talented wrestlers, some of these make more sense than others, but like, what the fuck? VSK is like an indie talent. This is wild, brother. This is wild. I'm gonna say that's AI. I hope that's crazy. That's crazy. Yes, it's real. It's on his YouTube channel. I cannot believe. There's no way you put Tessa. I did not put Tessa. That is Maven's list. Let me be clear. Remove Tessa. People are crashing out. I'm glad people are crashing out about Tessa being on that list. I'm glad people are crashing out about Tessa being on that list. That's crazy. Tessa might be the reason why the TNA TV deal is taking so long. Hey, yo. Rah. Oh, man. Mark Henry's 2014 retirement angle should have won a Slammy back then over Shawn Michaels kicking Bryan Danielson. I believe the results are rigged. It was rigged. It was a rigged election. The most rigged election we've ever seen. Let me tell you. I mean, that's a historic moment with a good payoff. I liked their match. I was a fan of their match. Yeah, I mean, remove Tessa, please. Julia is getting the exact same treatment as Lena Vega. Somehow she has 100 days as United States champion. Yeah, they are not cooking with Julia right now. They're not cooking with Julia right now. Ban Tessa for life. Dog, it'd be one thing if she had apologized. Just crazy, man. How do you not apologize for that? Umar, does fandom make you frustrated sometimes because they have the power to change things like the R-Truth situation, but most of the time they don't use it? No, I don't have an issue with people being fans of some things they like. Like, look, the fans who were like, who were chanting, "We want truth," are the reason that R-Truth got re-signed. The fans who were chanting, "We want Cross," are the reason why Karrion Kross got like the not the push, but like, he got pushed out. But are the reason why Karrion Kross is getting booked for probably a lot of money right now. That being said, I think there's fans are fickle, man. They will forget. They will move on. They will move on very quickly, a lot quicker than people realize. So I'm not saying it's frustrating. It's just like, I just wish people would stand on business a little bit more. Because let me tell you something, man. My dumbass was sitting there, is sitting here like a couple years later, like Sami Zayn needs to win a world championship because I'm a fan of Sami Zayn and it makes sense for the character, but here we are, you know? Gerard, I think I did miss your Hana Kimura post. Let me see. Hana Kimura is one of the reasons why people shouldn't talk down to others. Whatever happened to this saying, if you don't have anything nice to say or write or tweet, don't say anything at all. I think that's fair, especially when you're talking about like interpersonal things like that. Like, yeah, I think people should generally be a lot nicer to each other. I think it's something that's definitely been lost over the last couple of years, especially worldwide. And I think social media plays a huge role in that too. But yeah. Yo, the chat is still crashing out. The chat is still crashing out about Tessa. Tessa don't care about, she says. I am crashing out on Tessa being in CMLL. Yo, okay. Tessa Blanchard being in CMLL is an insane thing. That is wild as fuck. Tony, look at me, Tony. Look at me. Tony, Rafiq, or is it Tony? Hold on. What's the full? It's Anthony, right? Where did the Rafiq come from? Why did I call him Rafiq? No, it's actually, yeah. Anthony Rafiq Khan. It is Rafiq. I was right. Anthony Rafiq Khan. Listen to me. Do not book Tessa for a match. By God, if you do, the crash out is going to be so real. I'm going to have a real take crash out. Big Ohm is going to come through and cook that dumbass, baby. Please, no, actually, no. Don't book her. She's exhibited racist behavior in the past. Allegedly. TK ain't dumb to add her anywhere in a man, Forbidden Door. Who knows? I don't understand that at all. My thing is like, what I understand is like, look, she didn't even have the decency to do a fake apology like that. You know, she didn't even have the decency to do a fake apology. Like, come on, man. Come on. How are you gonna? They love her down in. They love Tessa, man. It's there. AEW will not be able to book Tessa anyway. TNA and WWE won't allow that. Well, she's in CMLL now. Her contract with TNA is done. She's in CMLL now, to my knowledge. So, and CMLL has a relationship with AEW. So, if TK wanted to, he could probably book her. You should read what I said about her and second chances. God. Okay, I love you guys. But if you have something I didn't read that wasn't a super chat, please, copy and paste it again. Because now I got to go look for it. Tessa's in CML right now. Maven's list got Tessa the job at CMLL. That's crazy. Here we go. It's better to validate the claims and actually change than always be known as that shit for the rest of your life. Yeah. My whole thing is like, if now I'm a guy who's all for second chances, but I do not believe Tessa's genuine. Yeah, she's like, if you don't have the decency to even do a fake apology, like that tells me, so it doesn't tell me good things. In fact, the opposite. With Tessa's situation, how can we use her infamous quote against her? He's like, you mad now? Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Dog, okay, look, I'm going to keep it so real with you, man. I'm going to keep it so real with you. Like, what Tessa did was horrible. But from a strictly, Machiavellian, evil fucking PR standpoint, it was a slam dunk for her to come back. It was a slam dunk from her to Hulk Hogan came back. Look, again, and I'm not condoning that, but Hulk Hogan came back multiple times. She refused to do the bare minimum. I'm like, dog, you, whatever. I mean, I don't feel bad for her. Look, I can't feel bad for her if she doesn't feel bad for herself, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. That will be Tony Khan's right move to bring Tessa Blanchard in. You gonna go Ash catch him on them? Damn right. Damn right. I'm sorry for bringing up the Maven list. People got heated. Nah, actually, no, that was good content. That was good content, Super Shield. Thank you. That's an insane. Okay, but like objectively, this is a psychotic list. Maven is a sicko of like the highest order for this. I don't understand the logic behind this list. I don't even want to watch the video because I feel like it still wouldn't make any sense. Fun fact, Logan Paul did a fake apology. Tessa didn't. Ah, man. Why am I? Bro, it's like 7 p.m. Why am I talking about Tessa Blanchard? Why am I talking about Tessa Blanchard, bro? Why am I talking about Tessa Blanchard? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Tony would bring her in. No. If Tony brings her in, oh man, the crash out is going to be legendary. And if you think it's not, you got another thing coming. Hulk Hogan didn't even apologize one bit. He said cameras are everywhere. Don't get caught. My point less so with the Hulk Hogan thing is like, I guess my point was less so about the apology or like Hulk Hogan did he did a fake apology. It was a fake apology. And I'm not like condoning that, but I'm just saying like that is like the litmus test for coming back from something in wrestling like that. Tessa reportedly did not even really do that. Which is an insane thing, if true. The thing is, though, like, I guess the larger point is, like, dog, like, in wrestling, like, people forget about that shit. Like, it's not a good thing, and it's up to dumbasses like me to remind them. But no, like genuinely, people forget about that stuff very easily. Fans are very easy to forget those types of things, and just easy to cheer people that are really good at their jobs. And Tessa Blanchard was like one of the best wrestlers in 2019, in 2018, like on the come up then. However, and like should have been as easy as apologize, learn from it, move on, etc., and continue to cook. She didn't do that. Allegedly. I'm not gonna get no. I'm not catching no suit. I'm not catching no suit. I know how litigious y'all are out there. You're not going to catch me. Keep in mind, his list is best wrestlers right now. He wasn't even talking about Jade or Braun's potential. That's even more insane. That's even more insane. Omar, your thoughts on NXT 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 is what I think you're going for there. NXT/TNA showdown versus AEW Dynamite competition. So tomorrow night, AEW Dynamite will be going head to head with NXT for the first time in nearly a year. This usually happens once or twice a year where Dynamite gets preempted to a Tuesday and they have a title Tuesday. This is a very rare case of AEW actually counter-programming WWE. Of course, a little bit indirect here. I think if Tony had his way, he would not be going head-to-head with NXT or any WWE entity, but here we are. Now, the interesting thing here is you have NXT Showdown, which is going to be chock full of TNA stars. It's going to be chock full of NXT talent. It's going to be the big, like, NXT versus TNA, like, war type deals, Survivor Series eliminations, etc. Meanwhile, AEW is going to have a title Tuesday. So let me actually see if I can pull up the card for AEW title Tuesday. Usually, Tony Khan just, like, releases it on his Twitter. So, in Khan we trust, man. It's just that easy. All right, so here is the AEW Title Tuesday card. You have a face-to-face with the AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page and Samoa Joe. Brodito versus Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita in a double Jeopardy eliminator match, which rule for that is pretty much that if Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada win. They get a future championship match against the tag champions for the tag team championship belts. If either Brodito or if anyone from Brodito wins, the winner gets a future unified championship match. So that is the deal there. So that's going to be an insane match, I'm sure. Moxley versus Tomohiro Ishii, because why not? That is going to cook. Pac versus Orange Cassidy, because by God, it'd be wild if Pac wrestles with a shirt. That would be funny ass trolling. TNT Championship match, Kyle versus Kyle 2, Kyle squared. Or Kyle cubed, I guess this would be, because it's technically 4 Kyles. That's gonna be an insane one. We also have Mercedes Moné TBS Championship Open Challenge. We have Jurassic Express in action, the Hurt Syndicate versus the Demand in a street fight, a 2.5-hour special there for AEW Dynamite Title Tuesday live from Jacksonville, Florida. So pretty stacked AEW Dynamite card. Very stacked AEW Dynamite. Wait, what is this? It's Kyle Danielson. That's crazy. Kyle Danielson is crazy. We got Gerard Clark saying the reason for TK moving to Dynamite Collision to Jacksonville Jaguars games and or the MLB playoffs. It's the MLB playoffs. It's MLB playoffs because that's going to be on TBS that Wednesday. So that is the big reason for the change. But yeah, so we got that, and let me see if I can just pull up the NXT card real quick. NXT Showdown. I'm Triple H. We're gonna have a showdown. It's not an invasion. It's a showdown now. Kyle versus Kyle 2. Let's go, Kyle. I'm not telling you which one I'm rooting for. That's a good one. Kyle Danielson is crazy. Anyway, NXT Showdown tomorrow night. Got Team NXT versus Team TNA men's and women's Survivor Series style matches. You also have the Hardys. The Hardys versus Dark State winner take all tag team championship match. So that's going to be a bit of not title unification, but winner take all match. Is crazy. All Ego Ethan Page versus Mustafa Ali for the North American Championship. Let me tell you something now. I need y'all to put this beautiful... sorry. I mean, there's 2 beautiful men here on the screen. Well, 3, actually, if you count me. But look, this dude needs to fucking win. I'm going to keep it so a buck with you. like, this dude better win. I need Mustafa Ali to bring it home. And you can compare the cards. You can say whatever you want. Look, I'm not going to disagree with that. This match better cook. I need to see Mustafa Ali win. As far as the Team TNA versus Team NXT card goes, look, you got some heavy hitters here. I ain't even going to lie to you. Ricky Saints, you got... Mr. Bourne. You got Javon Evans. You got Trick. That's going to be an interesting one. Which side is he on? But then you also got Moose, Kazarian. I'm fine with. Like, could this be better? Sure. Am I mad about Moose being in this? Absolutely. Is Joe Hendry being the special guest referee now another wrinkle they've added to this? Adds some drama about which side is he on? Yes. But to me, the only match that really speaks to me in a way that I gotta watch this is Mustafa Ali versus All Ego Ethan Page. The coffee is wearing off, people. Coffee's wearing off. TNA champion is not on Team TNA. Yeah, I mean that's a funny joke, isn't it? That's a funny joke. What do we got here? Wrestling fans have the mind of a goldfish, unfortunately. Luckily, people like Marty Scurll stayed gone, but people like Austin Theory, who was texting kids, still do not get meet and greets with kids. Well, still do get meet and greets with kids. I don't think I was aware of the Austin Theory situation, which is crazy. Go look into that. Those chair shots he took must be affecting him. Wait, who is this? Is this about... Who said about... Maven? Oh, that's crazy. Keep in mind... Oh, okay, yeah, we already read some of these. WWE fans forget that Logan Paul scammed his fans out of millions of dollars. He's a good... Yeah, I mean, like... he's a piece of shit. Like, what do you want? Even TMZ brought up Blanchard and Hogan's recent controversies and slammed fans for not giving them a second chance. Hey, yo. Okay, both those people got second chances. What are we talking about? If they want me to give Tessa a chance, then Tessa herself should make a first step towards real redemption first. I agree. And I feel like that's what most people are asking for. My thing is, man, oh my God, I'm moving. Like the ask is so like small compared to like I think what people are projecting it as. I'm legit hyped for Joe and Hangman. Bandito is the best wrestler of the year with Takeshita. Oh, he had. I mean, that I did finally watch that match. It was a really good match. The reasons for TK moving Dynamite. Already read this. Kyle versus Kyle. I'm not telling you who I'm rooting for. That's a good one. I like that. Dark Stay is going to pin Matt and Jeff Hardy. We'll be too busy dancing to break out. Could you imagine if like Jeff is just like, okay, here's my thing. If I'm facing the Hardys, I'm getting somebody in the truck to play the music because at the end of the day, Jeff has to dance when the music is playing. Like he can't do anything else. So it's like, you imagine it's like, by God, Jeff Hardy, he's going to the top rope. He's going to do a swanton for the pin. And then you hear so, and then like Jeff is on the top rope. And he's like, no. And he just starts doing the dance. Cause like he's so mesmerized by the dance. Give me I'm glad I popped Frank. Shout out to Frank. I think it's time that TNA win some gold. Fair is fair. I mean, fair is fair, but if we're realistic, how many of these matches is TNA going to win? Probably one, and that's with like two well-established WWE stars. Between No More Words and Live for the Moment, people may remember Live for the Moment faster because of its vocalization style. I love it. Yeah. Oh, here we go. In addition to Voices, Kingdom, and Metalingus, fans can sing No More Words and Live for the Moment. Matt and Jeff Hardy's respective solo themes. I do love you saying all right, no. Okay, so when I first heard that song, I thought JR sung it. I'm gonna keep it so real with you. Like, because it kind of sounded like JR to me. It just like vocalized JR. I was like, do you see the writing on the wall? Yow in way over your head. Like, I just thought it was JR. I mean, of course, like, it wasn't JR. I was like 10 when I first heard that song. So I was like, oh my God, JR is cooking. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. This has been a fun stream. I'm going to go eat some food because I haven't eaten today. But, I'm glad I popped in. We had a fun stream. Another great show. Another great time. Another great moment. When I was younger, I used to think Triple H... I mean, that was my thing with all wrestling themes. I used to think that all wrestlers sung their own theme songs. That was like my whole thing. I thought all wrestlers sung their own theme songs. I think I've definitely said this before. I was like, the Big Show. I was like, no way, he's not... Whoa! Like, I was like, no, that's Show. That's Show. That's Paul White singing that. It obviously is not. I thought Vince McMahon sung his own song, and I was like, no chance. I was like, damn, how did he get his voice so high? But we all know what happened. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys want to get access to more exclusive videos, be sure to follow Gerard Clark's lead here and become a channel member today. Your channel memberships are not only helps or your channel memberships not only help support me, but they also get you access to some dope videos, get you early access to future video essays. So go over, become a channel member. It is awesome. For as little as $5 a month, you too can be a real taker, just like Gerard, just like Sam, just like AS. Thank you guys so much to everyone who's become a channel member so far, and implore you all to go check that out. Also, be sure to leave a thumbs up. Go eat. I'll go back to FIFA. Fuck Raw. I ain't watching that. You and me on the same boat on that tonight. I'll probably end up watching Raw tomorrow or something. But until next time, everyone, thank you guys so much for showing up, showing out. Love you guys so much. I'm glad we're building a community that is built off of nonsense, but also getting through the wacky and wild world of professional wrestling together. I'm glad we're doing this together, and y'all are awesome. Y'all are great. Continue to be beasts. Continue to be amazing men, women, and NBs. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.